Hey, what's up, and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. In today's Power Yoga class, we have a total body workout for strength and flexibility. I invite you to bring some water and take breaks as needed. Let's get started. We begin our practice on our backs. When you arrive there, place the soles of your feet on the earth, knees point up towards the sky. Feet are roughly hip distance apart. Walk your feet a bit closer towards your bum. Arms and hands rest at your sides. Take a moment to rock your pelvis forward, feeling that low back connect to the earth. Imagine that you were squeezing a yoga block between your thighs. On our next breath in, we begin to peel our tailbone away from the earth, lifting our hips towards the sky. Squeeze the glutes, feeling that activation, reaching the shins forward. Feel free to snuggle your shoulder blades underneath the back body, reaching your chest towards your chin, and then the chin towards the sky. Here we are in bridge pose. Exhale to slowly and mindfully lower down. 2 more times. Breathe in to send the hips to the sky, pressing into your foundation, feeling that connection to the earth beneath you. Exhale to lower. Breathe in. Perhaps this time you lift the heels away from the earth, coming up onto the toes. And then breathe out to lower on down, releasing the heels back to the earth. Now we are going to explore a movement while in bridge pose. The glutes, legs, feet, and back will be getting a lovely workout in. Breathe in to lift the hips towards the sky as you normally would for bridge pose. Press into all that is touching the earth as you begin to lift your hands towards the sky, bringing them closer towards the back edge of your mat. Arms hover off of the ground. Breathe out to slowly lower the hips and the arms come forward, making their way back to your sides and then resting on the earth. Breathe in to lift the hips. At the same time, hands reach up and move towards the back edge of the mat. Exhale, lower. The hands sweep back up and overhead, and they eventually rest at the sides. 2 more rounds. Breathe in. Exhale, lower and release. Breathe in. Breathe out to lower and release. Amazing. Let's hug our knees in towards our chest. Give yourself a loving hug. You can rock from side to side if you would like, offering a gentle massage to the back body. Now keep your right knee hugged in, hands wrapped around the right shin, and send your left leg out long. Keep your left leg hovering away from the mat and flex through both feet so toes point towards the face. Breathe in, and then exhale to switch. Hug the left knee in towards the chest. The right leg is out long, hovering. Breathe in, exhale, switch. Extend your left leg, right knee comes in. So keep this action going at your own pace, following your own breath. If you would like a little more heat, you can lift your head and your shoulders away from the earth and just keep this action going. Lengthen through the back of your neck if you have settled upon this option. Wherever you are, we are here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and lower. Take a full body stretch, stretching through the belly. Feel free to rotate your ankles, the wrists. Beautiful. Knees come back in towards the chest. Place your hands on your hamstrings, and now let's rock and roll the length of our spine a few times. Eventually, we come to a seated position. Cross your ankles and then come to all fours. Wrists are under the shoulders, knees under the hip points. Press into your fingertips. Loop your shoulders. Find a small bend in your arms. Press into the tops of your feet. Rock that pelvis forward to help create length in the low back, and look down at your mat. Neck is in line with the spine. One breath cycle here in tabletop position. Breathe in and out. Send your right leg behind you, toes curled under. Breathe in. And then on the next breath out, press into the top of your left foot as you lift your right foot away from the mat, bringing your right leg roughly parallel to the mat. Dial your toes down, pointing the toes towards the earth. Just checking it out here. Now turn your right toes off to the side, so the toes are pointing to the right side of the room or wherever you are. Dial the toes back down to the mat. Turn the toes off to the side one more time, perhaps feeling the movement in the right hip socket. Dial the toes back down to the earth, and then lower your right knee back to the earth, finding our tabletop position. Let's check it out on the other side. Send the left foot back and behind you, toes planted on the mat. Breathe in. And then on our next exhale, press into the top of your right foot as you lift and hover your left leg away from the mat. Toes point down to try to level out the hips. Now turn your toes out towards the left side this time. And then back down towards the mat. 2 more times, off to the side, and then back down. Off to the side, and then back down. Release, coming back to all fours. You are doing awesome. Let's take a break off of our wrists. Come back to sit on or towards your heels. You could also just come to a cross-legged position as we take some zombie arms, pointing our fingers towards the ground. Feel free to rotate the wrists. Take a moment to reconnect with the breath before we get moving again. Let's come back to all fours, finding a tabletop position. Extend your right leg behind you with the toes curled under. Breathe in. Exhale to press into the top of your left foot, lifting the right foot away from the mat. The back leg is straight, toes dialed down. Breathe in. And then on the next breath out, send the left arm forward. Imagine that you're about to shake someone's hand. Press into all that is touching the earth, establishing a strong foundation as we build strength through the whole body in Bird Dog. Breathe in, and then exhale to tap your left elbow to or towards your right knee, rounding through the spine. You can think cat pose, working on balance and core strength. Inhale to reach forward, exhale to curl in, tapping elbow to knee. One more time. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, tap. Breathe in to reach. Exhale to lower to all fours. Let's take it over to the other side. Send your left leg out long, toes on the mat. Breathe in. And then on the exhale, press into the top of your right foot as we start to lift the left foot away from the mat. Toes dial down. Breathe in. And breathe out to send the right arm forward. Breathe in. Exhale to tap right elbow to left knee, rounding through the spine. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale to curl in and tap. Inhale to reach. Exhale to tap. Breathe in to reach and extend. Exhale to tap. Breathe in, reach. And then breathe out to lower back to all fours. Bring your big toes together, the knees go wide. Walk your hands forward as you begin to sit back towards the heels, perhaps feeling a lovely stretch in the hips and the upper back body. Breathe in. And then when we breathe out, begin to melt the chest and forearms to the earth. Last to release to or towards the earth is the forehead. We meet in an extended child's pose. To create more space, feel free to stack your fists on top of one another and then rest your forehead on the fists. If extended child's pose is not your thing, You can always explore puppy posture or come to a comfortable seat. We are here for 5 breath cycles. All right, let's press into our foundation and rise up. Coming back to a tabletop position. Wrists under the shoulders. Step the right foot back, followed by the left. Plank pose. Reach your heels towards the back edge of your mat. Hug the belly button in towards the spine. The bum is not too high or too low, finding a happy medium. If you are looking for more heat, tap your right foot off of your mat and then reset. Then tap your left foot off of your mat and then reset. We are doing our best to keep our hips as still as possible while doing this action. Let's keep this action going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. Send your hips to the sky, finding a downward facing dog. You can walk your hands off to the long edges of your mat. Turn your big toes in slightly to perhaps feel a different sensation in the legs. You can pedal out the feet, dropping one heel towards the earth at a time, bending one knee in at a time. Taking a bit of a breather here. Oh, by the way, you are doing an amazing job. Keep going. Eventually, we find stillness. Breathe in through your nose and then empty it out through your mouth. Anchor through your left heel. On the next breath in, send the right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale to hug the right knee in towards the chest as we shift forward, and then step the right foot through. Stay here for just a moment to just check out your balance, check out the foundation. On the next breath in, we press into our foundation, all that is touching the earth, as we begin to rise up, sweeping our hands up and overhead. Palms facing one another, keeping your front knee bent and in line with your front ankle. Back heel is lifted away from the earth. Square the hips so that way they're facing forward. Draw the belly button towards the spine. We are here in high lunge, a posture that builds strength in the glutes, legs, hips, and flexibility in the lower half of our body. Feel free to make any adjustments with your feet. 2 breath cycles here. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Begin to hinge forward at your hip as we lower our hands back to the earth. Plant your palms and then make your way back into a downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Anchor through your right heel. As we breathe in, we sweep our left foot to the sky. Exhale to hug the left knee in towards the chest, shifting forward and hovering. Step your left foot through. Find your balance. Make any adjustments with your feet to find steadiness and ease here. On our next breath in, we press into our foundation as we rise up, sending the hands towards the sky. Bend your front knee. Square the hips to face the front edge of the mat. Perhaps you smile a little here as we use the breath as a tool to help us dig in deeper. 2 breath cycles here in high lunge. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Begin to hinge forward at the hip. Hands begin to float down and eventually connect with the earth. Plant your palms and step it back into a downward facing dog. 1 breath cycle here. Breathe in and out. Lower your knees to the earth. Swing the legs off to one side and come to a seat on your mat. Bring the soles of your feet together, the knees go wide. Hands rest on the ankles. Grow tall through the spine, reaching the crown of your head towards the sky. Let's stretch it out in butterfly pose by fluttering our wings, also known as our legs, up and down. A kind reminder to just keep that breath flowing. We eventually find stillness. Close the legs and let's come to lay on our backs once again. Yes! When you arrive there, place the soles of your feet on the mat. Hands and arms rest at your sides. Let's rock our pelvis forward, stamping our low back into the earth. For this next movement, we will do our best to keep the low back connected to the earth to maximize the benefits of the exercise. Now send your legs towards the sky. It is okay if the knees are bent. Now lift your head and shoulders away from the earth. You can keep your arms and hands resting on the earth at your sides, or you can play around with hovering the arms and hands away from the earth, but the arms are still at your sides. Now lower your left leg towards the earth, hovering just above the mat. Left leg goes back on up towards the sky. Lower your right leg and hover. Right leg returns back to the sky. So let's keep this action going at your own pace, keeping that low back connected to the earth as we engage in this movement. You can also integrate the breath into this action by breathing in to lift and then breathing out to lower. Wherever you are, we are here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release everything. We did it. Take a full body stretch. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Place your hands on your knees and then stack your knees over your hip points. Draw some circles with your knees one way. And then the other way. Release your feet to the earth and then send your legs out long. Let's rest and restore. Arms come to your sides, palms facing towards the sky, and fingertips curling in slightly. Feel free to close your eyes. Let's take a few breath cycles together. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and then empty it out. You did amazing. I hope you enjoyed this yoga flow for strength and flexibility. I invite you to drink some water, stay hydrated. Let's bring our hands together and then to our hearts in prayer position. Thumbs can rest gently on the sternum. Perhaps you can feel your heart beating. Thank you so much for being here. Take care, my dear friend. Namaste. Thank you, Augie Silver Fitness and Christine, for being a part of the Yoga with Rachel community. I appreciate your ongoing support.